Hey, what's up, YouTube? This is CJ. I'm bringing you guys another quick update on my JBJ 45 All-in-One. Just going to cover how I cycle my tank and some new additions I've finally been able to add, and also some thoughts as far as what the future holds. Hope you guys enjoy it. Shortly after my last vid a few weeks ago, I stopped by the pet store to pick up some fish to help cycle my tank. Now, my last tank, I actually had some success acclimating mollies to salt water, and I figured I would try it again this time. I picked up 6 mollies, did a slow drip acclimation about 12 hours. I lost 1 during the acclimation and had 5 survive. Up until the last week of the cycle, I lost 2 more, so I'm down to 3 right now. The reason I chose these is actually a few different reasons. 1, they're cheap. 2, they're slow and a lot easier than catch than if I was to use a damsel. And the third reason, they actually eat algae. As you can tell, they're picking at the rocks. So when I got that diatom bloom, these guys have went to work, kind of kicking off my cleanup crew's duty. So for now, I'm gonna leave them put. And once I get my full, stock list in here as far as what I'm gonna be adding, I will be removing these guys. But so if anyone wants to know if it works, here you go. Have to admit, I was surprised on how fast my tank cycled, without adding any additives or bacteria to it. So I took some water to the LFS and had them compare their tests with my tests, and they confirmed it. The tank cycle got my diatom bloom and no nitrites, no ammonia, and just a small amount of nitrate, so everything was good to go. So I went ahead and picked up 2 turbo snails, 10 hermits, and my first clown. So I got some chocolate clowns this time around. I wanted to go for a different color. Now, for anyone else in a situation like me without a quarantine tank, there definitely are precautions you can take. We'll try to, keep your fish safe. Now, there is a kind of a quick quarantine bath. That's what this product is. It's 2 parts. You need 1 gallon for the first and 1 gallon for the second. 45 minutes and then 30 minutes on the second dip. So, from my understanding, it should kill most of the parasites and ick and bacteria that may be traveling on your fish. And if it doesn't work, hey, I gave it a try. But if anyone else is using this, if you know if it works for sure, definitely drop me a comment. I'll let you know if it works too. After letting my cleanup crew and my clowns float and get acclimated to the temperature for about 30 minutes or so, it's time to go ahead and drain the bags and add them to the tank. For anyone new to the hobby, you definitely never, ever, ever want to add any water from your LFS into your system. So as you can tell, I'll drain them into the net and I'm going to go ahead and drop them in. Yeah, my iPhone's not doing too well with the attendant gliding, so I'm going to go ahead and brighten the whites up a little bit, just so you can see the cleanup crew. The guys are getting settled in. Plenty of algae and diatoms on the rocks for them to kind of start munching on, so I'm going to let these guys get to work. I got both baths set up. Now, I only used my tank water in these baths. I didn't use any water from the LFS. As you can tell, the guys are in there, they're doing well. Got to leave them in here for 45 minutes, so we'll come back to them shortly. The only bad part about acclimating your fish and doing the dip is removing water from your tank. It took me about 3.5 gallons, so I went ahead and mixed up a new batch and got it to the right temperature. I'm going to go ahead and re-add it to the tank and replace what I took out. So pretty straightforward business, just a small inconvenience, but it's well worth it. Clownfish purr did pretty good in the first bath, so it's time to move them on over. For anyone that's doing this, we'll tell you, be mindful of your temperature. This process takes a little over an hour, so you may need to add a heater or an air stone to kind of keep the water circulated and warm for your fish. While I'm waiting on the fish, let me go ahead and show you guys some more equipment I picked up. Now, besides my phosphor media to absorb my phosphates, I finally got my reactor. Now, I actually haven't had a chance to set it up yet. My plan is to kind of let my tank cycle, let the diatom bloom go away, check my phosphates to see where I'm at, and add media accordingly. I may need a little bit or I may need a little more than the recommended, but we'll see. I'm definitely going to make sure it's balanced out before I add corals, because I know, stripping phosphates from the water too fast is definitely not a good thing with corals. So, we'll see how that goes and let that play itself out. I'll tell you, after removing these guys from the second bath, I notice a huge difference in the activity. I don't know what the first chemicals are, but the second batch definitely has these guys a little livelier, looking a lot better before I add them into the tank. I definitely have a stock list in mind as far as how I want the tank to look. Of course, starting with clownfish, I actually wanted to have a flame angel be as my main showpiece, and as you know, flame angels are bright orange. I figured, what's the point of having a bright orange fish along with 2 orange clownfish? So That's the reason I chose the chocolate clowns. The second reason, I like the way they look with the orange face, but they're actually half the price as the actual, the black species clownfish. I don't know if it's because they're a hybrid or some kind of off-breed, but I figure they look almost the same as half the price. I'll give them a try. I'm just glad they survived the bath and they look healthy and happy in the tank. I'm looking forward to growing these guys out. So far, I'll definitely say I'm satisfied with how the tank's progressing. My plan was to add a large bio load at the beginning with all of the cycle fish and feeding them every other day to kind of make sure this tank was actually able to handle the stock list I have planned for it. It's going to be a pretty big stock list for the size of the tank, but I'm going to take my time and let all the bacteria and everything it needs to build up, so that way it's ready to go. And once I get that established and get the tank aged a little bit, I will be adding coral. I'll tell you, it took everything in me not to buy this golden torch coral today from the LFS. It was gorgeous, but I told myself I'm going to take my time, I'm going to dip my corals, I'm going to dip my fish, and I'm going to make sure nothing bad happens with this tank. I don't know if anyone else from the MP10 experiences this with the foam cover. As you can tell, it is a serious trap for all kind of debris and dirt and just all kinds of crap. So for my uses, I may end up taking it off unless I add an anemone to the tank, and I may put it on just to protect it. But other than that, I just feel like it's trapping all the stuff that this guy can eat. I figure the cleanup crew's gonna need some food, so I may take off the pad. But let me know what you guys think, or if you think I should leave that pad on or not. As far as future plans go, slow and steady is gonna be the game. The next fish I add is more than likely gonna be a flame angel. Just want to make sure none of my parameters spike or anything from adding these clowns. I want to make sure they're comfortable first. So other than that, I don't want to hold you guys hostage too much longer. As you know, I try to keep my vids short. So definitely like, comment, subscribe. You guys do what y'all do. Y'all be easy.